Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing good. Thumbs up. So this episode I shall be talking about living in your means or below your means. So for a start, if you're living above your means, you're basically spending more than what your income is allowing you to. That's the kind of situation we all never want to be in. We all kind of have been there before, and it's not good. We're trying into the next step, and that's living in your means. So, in your means is basically spending less or equal to your income, which is fantastic. It's great. It's a good way to be in. And the next step is living below your means, which is spending a lot less. But we'll go for a start with living in your means before we go to the next step. So once you've mastered that, then you can go to below your means. So give this a go and see how you go. So living in your means, you want to be less reliant on credit cards and loans, things like that. You want to try and stay away from that. Pay for things with money instead of relying on credit. Get yourself a nice emergency fund sorted out. So we all get into a bit of reckless spending, and eventually it will catch up with you. So when you're going to living below your means, and you do have one of those moments, you're going to have a bit more to one side, so it kind of counteracts it. And this will set you on the road to financial freedom. So for a start, you want to know how much you make and when you actually get paid. Simple, I know, but some people don't seem to know that. So make sure you know exactly what you're getting paid, and then do yourself a nice budget. Now, I've done videos on budgets before if you want to have a look at those. But do a budget, write down what comes in, what goes out, and it gives you a good schematic, big word for me, to know what's going on. So you know how much you're spending, you know how much you can save, and it's a good starter for doing this living in your means. Next is to spend less than what you earn. Simple. Sometimes no. Sometimes you see something and you think, oh, I'm going to have that. But this is a part of living in your means, and it's a major part of being frugal. All frugal people try and keep a track of what they spend, and we won't try and spend anything more than what is necessary. And if we do want to have a big spend, we save up for it, and we put some stuff, and we put money to one side, especially for that. The next thing is try not to keep up with other people. We all have friends that as soon as a new piece of technology comes out or a new car comes out, they get those things. And some of us, I've done it sometimes, we think, oh, they can do it, why can't I? And you try and keep up with them all the time, and that can land you in some serious trouble. So you've really got to stop and think of what's most important in your life. So don't rely on credit cards. Credit cards can be handy for certain things, but they can also be trouble. They can be disastrous. They're great for getting credit for, so you get a house, things like that, but they can really run away with you. I've been there, I've done it, and I've got myself out of it. But bloody hell, it is a major minefield. Please don't get into serious bother with credit cards, because they will just hammer you. So if there's something you really want or see, save up for it. Don't do the credit cards unless it's really necessary. Next, build an emergency fund. Now, I've got 3 separate emergency funds. I've got one for a rainy day, one for money for vet bills, and one just in case. The just in case one's got a little bit in there. But the other ones are there for anything that does happen, hence emergency fund. Because life happens, and there's always going to be something crop up. So if you've got money there to cover it, you won't have to rely on loans, credit cards. So yeah, try and get a nice emergency fund if you can. And lastly, if you really want to sort your finances out, boost your income. do overtime, get a second job, sell things on eBay, whatever you need to do, as long as it's legal. It's another really good way of getting you on the path to financial freedom. I know it sounds simple about getting another job and boosting your income, but if you really want to do this, that is the only way of doing it, is get more money coming in. It's a faster way of doing it. So take this nice and slow, guys. Start off with doing all those things I've said. Research more into this. There's more than just me on here. There's other people doing videos that are probably a lot more in depth than me. I just give you a bit of a glimpse into this. But this can be very simple, guys. Like I said, start off with your budgeting, find out what's going on, and go from there. And as long as you're spending less than what's coming in, you've got the living in your means sorted out. Once you've got that sorted, go to live below your means. Like I said, you can live below your means for a long time, but just be sensible about it, guys, because life is for living, and you don't want to live like a hermit all the time and not go out and not spend and do anything like that. You have got to live, or else you're going to get later on in your life, you're going to have money saved up, and then you might die in a week's time. So what's the point? So you've got to live and enjoy yourself. And that's the part of being frugal. It's not being tight or cheap. Being frugal is so you can stretch your money out as far as you can to enjoy life more. And that's exactly what I'm doing, or trying to do. And I want you guys to do that as well. Because life is more important than money, but it's that vicious circle. You need more money sometimes to have a slightly better life. So find out what works best for you, guys. Be sensible about it. Don't be silly. Go by the guide what I've given you, or what else you find on YouTube. Use your own judgment and go from there. So I'll leave you there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, hit subscribe, hit the bell, like what you see, and I'll be back with you soon. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.